me what it
Adam
is.
Silver says the NBA is considering vaccinating players as a public service announcement to black people.
That's literally what the headline says.
So I love you. I'm using that reaction. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said that the league has discussed having players receive the COVID-19 vaccination to help educate the public for their safety and effectiveness. That's why he wants this to happen. So he's quoted as saying, the African American community, there's been enormously desperate impact from COVID, Silver said. But now, somewhat perversely, there's been an enormous resistance to vaccinations in the African American community for understandable historical reasons. At least he put that part in there. If the resistance continues, it would be very much a double whammy to the black community because the only way out of the pandemic is to get vaccinated. When I read the headline, I was like, this is effed up. This is really effed up. But when you get past the wording and you think about it logically, depending on where you stand on the vaccine, you might say, okay, it makes a little bit of sense. I think I know where you stand, but I'll let you speak on it.
Man, man, I got two things I want to say. Okay, but let me start off by just saying that I commend Adam Silver and the NBA for everything that they've done for black people. Just with the starting off with the bubble jerseys, them allowing to have the slogans on their things and allowing them to express and say their things freely in press conferences, and you know what I'm saying, like never holding back or restricting players. Like, we don't want to be that political league who gets into they never were that. They said you guys can stand for what you want to stand for, wear what you want to wear, put it on the back of your jersey. So I commend them, and tons of other things as far as giving money and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say my first point. Is Adam Silver black? Is he married to a black woman? As far as I know, there's only one NBA owner who's black, and it's Michael Jordan. So since when was the NBA so concerned with black people? I need to hear some players speak on this, and maybe if there was a conversation with some of the players organization, which Chris Paul is head of the players organization. I don't know if D Wade's still part of that because he's retired now, but there's players that they could have talked to about this. So if they spoke to them and the players backed this up, I might have different feelings about it because, you know, his decision was based on the decision of black people. Let me go back to that. Let me go right back there. You know what I'm saying? So I need to hear that. But right now, I am just confused and just really trying to understand what in the Tarn nations
some
what is going on?
You
What?
know, it's weird because we have this, yeah, we have this thing when it comes to white people. When white people are being one way towards us, racist, and we don't like it basically.
Right.
But then when you have white people being nice to us, we're like, why are you trying to save us? We don't need you. Like in some,
Right.
it's weird. We sound like
Double-edged sword.
we sound like a bratty chick. You know
No
what I
matter what they
mean?
do, it's not good
It's
enough. Is
never
what you're
good
trying to say.
enough. So it's like, here's a guy who's just like, we were impacted by coronavirus the worst. Like the death rate, it hit us the worst. And he's seen that. And then he also, because he has eyes, he has ears and a functioning brain, he also can tell that we are, again, and he says it in his quote, for good and understandable reason, we have our doubts about the vaccine. He even says
Right.
historical reasons. We have our doubts about it. He knows. And he's like, man, this community is just gonna get bludgeoned a second time, while everybody else, I'm just gonna speak racially, every other race is, not everyone, but the majority of the races are embracing this thing and getting vaccinated. They're not. They're gonna be impacted by this again. I care. Let's see. They're not gonna listen to me telling them to get vaccinated because I'm just some white dude. maybe if we get some people of influence to encourage them to do it, then they will.
I don't know about you, but there have been very few days where I have woken up out of my sleep and been like, oh man, and start thinking about all the problems that plight Hispanic people or Asian people or white people. Very few days I've woken up and worried about that. Usually it's something to do with me or something to do with black people. You know what I'm saying? If there's something that's my concern as far as what's going on in the world and in my life. You know what I mean? So you tell me when it makes sense that this man woke up out of his sleep one day and was like, you know what? I really need to do something about this. Is more important than anything that I have going on in my life. I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm just saying it's never happened to me. That's all I'm saying.
I would say that it may not have happened to you because although you were and are a business owner, I'd imagine you don't employ a bunch of white people, a bunch of Asian people, a bunch of Spanish people. This guy's made millions and millions and millions. I could probably go on with the millions of dollars off of black. He's surrounded by black people constantly. Mm-hmm. So I although I agree with what you're saying, I don't think it's that far-fetched. What are your thoughts on this, people? Adam Silver. Is he the black Jesus we've been waiting for? I had to say that. What do you think, people? Like, do you think this is a good look?
I don't even know if I'm for or against it right now at this point. I swear to you, honest to God,
yeah, I'm
just confused by this.
This didn't help anything. Let me know what you guys think.
I'm still in the same spot.
Just in a full circle.
It's literally a full circle. I thought I had a decision. I really did. I spoke like I did too.
Man. Leave it in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys think. Two Guys With a Podcast. We out. Sure. All right, you guys. We put out new videos every single morning at 10 a.m.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe. Check out these videos right here. And subscribe right down here. We're trying to get to at least 100 followers. We're not far, man. Subscribe.